All right, welcome back to Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Vinny.
Dylan?
And today we're going to talk about one of those eternal questions. Is Vinny going to prison or did he just become a millionaire overnight? I don't know.
I think millionaire overnight, but that's just me. If you like this kind of entertaining stock market content, that's a bug. We're just two stupid guys trying to figure things out. Give us a like and subscribe. There's a bug around me.
That would get to it.
Two stupid guys trade stocks.
All right, this is actual screenshot from my Charles Schwab app on my phone. No, I don't ever recall having $1.8 million in this account. I have no idea how that happened.
I like the day change.
Yeah.
It's like the Omicron variant.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah, it's just a vertical line. You can't even quite tell.
Vinny sent this to me, and I was very confused. I was like, I don't understand what I'm looking at. He's like, I apparently have $1.8 million. So my gut reaction was immediately take it out. That's what I was like, take it out right now. And then he said, that's how you go to prison. I was like, this sounds like a video because I didn't know that was the rule.
Sometimes, but not always. Sometimes there's an exception to this. We'll explain that in a second here.
Well, I guess if this happened to me, we'll see if I go to prison then.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe this is why we all grew up playing Monopoly and we remember getting this card and being like really excited about it. Like, bank error in your favor. You collect $500. Does that happen in real life?
I mean, that'd be awesome. I usually got hit with a property tax card. So every time.
I know, right? So the story here is about this couple right here. It's Rob and Tiffany Williams. I forget exactly their exact ages, but they're mid-30s, southern folks. And randomly their account one day went from $1,100 balance to $120,000 balance. And they were like, you know what? It is time to party.
Take it out. Invest it. That's what they did. Should have put it all on Apple calls.
Yeah, no, they followed Dylan's advice. They just took it all out and they ran away. Ultimately, this is where it ended up. I want to tell you a little bit about what they did in the interim there. But they recently were ordered to pay $107,000 and $416 back that they spent immediately.
It's not their fault. They were put in the money. They could have been like, I thought maybe an uncle died and it just went into my account.
Yeah, sure. No, it was actually a business deposit that accidentally went into their account. What did they do? This happened back in 2019. $120K accidentally deposited in their account. They managed to withdraw $107,000 of that before the bank was able to shut it down. They purchased a couple of four-wheelers. They bought a camper, bought a new race car motor, of course, right?
Did anything get invested?
No, $0.
I would put all of it on calls of some sort, try to triple that, and then pay back the $107K.
Yeah, I mean that's a logical thought right there. At least they were a little charitable. They gave $15,000 of it to friends. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, they weren't exactly living the best lives before then. They're both unemployed. Have 3 kids between the two of them. They're like, I guess at that point you take a shot on some things.
Oh boy.
Like I said, their previous account balance was $1,100. They did do something. They bought a 2015 Chevy Traverse. They didn't go out and buy a brand new Ferrari or something because it was only $120,000. It wasn't $1.8 million like my banking account mistake.
But yeah, I feel like you should buy something. That's just me. I don't know. Put it all on short the SPY right now. All puts.
It's kind of like, it's funny though. It kind of corrected itself, but it's not normal yet. So it said 1.8 million on Friday. The day after today that we're filming this, it actually said 333,000. So it's still wrong, but
okay. But what you can do? Oh my God! Take it out. Take it out. Because it looks like they tried to fix it, and then this might be yours. Take it out, Vinny.
Yeah, maybe exactly. I'll just tell them. So this is what they ended up getting in terms of a criminal penalty because actually the bank attempted to work out a payment plan with them. They were going to offer them a payment plan in order to just simply repay this and avoid any criminal proceedings. But of course, I don't think they're living with one of their parents, and I don't think they were going to be able to come up with $107,000 of cash to fulfill their obligation here. So they entered into a plea agreement where they got 7 years of probation, 100 hours of community service, and they still have to pay back the $107,000.
So they should have taken the first deal.
Well, the gentleman there actually, I would say Robert there, he actually has had 2 prior criminal convictions, one for fraud of some sort, and then I forget what the other one was, but not entirely an angel, I'm guessing. So
Fair enough.
but there is actually a flip side to this. There are times where if a bank error goes in your favor, you might not have to give it back. Very, very rare. But there was a big one. Dylan and I recently talked a little bit about Citibank and Citigroup and how like they're just uninvestable because they never actually achieve what they should, right?
Yeah. They're just a permanent underdog. They're like Intel.
Yeah, sure. I actually would still rank Intel above Citibank. But so Citibank accidentally sent $900 million. Yeah.
That's a lot.
So they were serving as a bank for Revlon, the makeup company, right? The makeup company during the pandemic was in a little financial distress and had, I want to say, it was over $3 billion in debt. And Citigroup was supposed to make an interest-only payment on their behalf. And because it was literally a checkbox on a form, and it automatically defaults to like filling that checkbox, and an employee has to unclick that to make like the proper interest-only payment.
Yeah.
So an employee didn't do that and accidentally sent $900 million to creditors of Revlon.
To creditors of Revlon?
Creditors of Revlon. These are people that had owned debt instruments that Revlon had sold. All right. So they were owed money by Revlon, right?
Yeah.
And they got paid in full, early, and with all the interest payments in one lump sum.
I mean, this is a little bit of a different situation because they were also owed money.
They were. But like, I forget exact terms, but say it was a 3-year loan and they basically paid it off, like say 2 months into it, and they paid it the full amount plus all the interest payments you would have had. So you certainly got more than you deserved.
I don't think they should be in trouble for that one. I think the employee should actually not get fired. That's just, it happens.
I mean, obviously the system is stupid if it allows you to do that.
Yeah, there should be more checks.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing that's interesting about this, so Revlon was not doing so well financially because of the whole pandemic thing. So that debt that was paid in full was actually trading hands in the secondary market at about 25% of face value. That's how high risk they were at that point in time.
Oh my goodness.
So Citibank, of course, realized this, and they requested them to send it back. And about $400 million of it was returned. These are hedge funds and other banks and things like that. So they sent the $400 million back. $500 million worth of it said, no, nah, bro, screw you. I'm keeping it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah. So Citibank took them to court.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, this is kind of the highlights of the points I was just kind of making on that previous slide there. Yeah. And they lost. Yeah. Citibank lost the lawsuits. Yeah. Yep. The people that got paid that $500 million early and chose not to return it have so far been able to keep it.
And you know what? Citi paid $500 million to realize that you need like 3 check boxes, not one. That's what that mistake is.
Yeah. There's actually like another like little twist to some of this stuff. So, this is basically from the ruling from the judge. But he said, Citibank, one of the most sophisticated financial institutions in the world, has made a mistake that had never happened before to the tune of nearly $1 billion, would have been borderline irrational.
Yeah, I agree. Also, they owed money. I don't have a problem with this.
Yeah, I think it's just fascinating. And this is just the cherry on top, is that the U.S. Regulators basically said that we've told you guys have system issues since 2013, and you have failed to correct them. So you know what? Here's a $400 million fine for you.
Oh man. Oh, this is okay. So they ended up losing $900 million anyways.
Yeah, this is like still kind of ongoing. There was a appeal filed, I think, in September of 2021 on Citigroup's behalf, or to try to overturn the prior ruling. But as of right now, the people that kept the $500 million have kept the $500 million, and Citigroup has been fined their $400 million for being a complete disaster of a bank.
Completely agree. Completely agree.
So, I mean, I guess that's the lesson there. It's like, if you or I randomly end up with a bunch of money in our bank account that we don't deserve, that's one thing. But if you're owed money and it's simply repaid early or in excess, like you could theoretically keep that and argue that, it's legally yours because there is a precedent behind that.
I mean, this gets into a really fishy issue because banks, in my opinion, do illegal things every day. And if they put in a bunch of money into your bank account, like for instance, during like the 2008 crash, if you own commercial property, and if let's say you're still making your mortgage payments, you're still doing that, but if the property fell too low, you just had to give it back. It was you weren't allowed to be like, no, I'll just make the payments even though it's like way undervalued. Nope, give it back. That's unbelievable because the bank is too leveraged. That's crazy. I think you should be able to go to the bank right now, take out $300K. That's them saying, Vinny, we made a mistake. Here's $120K for our mistake, or I don't know how much, but take the money.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep watching and see what actually happens. I think they'll fix it at some point. Like it just.
Have you called?
No, I haven't called.
Man, I might already be in prison.
It's just like when I open it too, like it's just weird. It's showing my number of shares and like the various like funds that are within it. Like don't really make sense. Like I think maybe it's just like a computer reporting error. I don't think it's actually like real dollars that I could withdraw.
What if you withdraw it, short the SPY because the Omicron variant may triple the amount of money, and then if they ask, we're like, yeah, give back. Here's the money. Here you go.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, I would probably be able to keep that difference that I made in profit on that money. But if the trade goes the other way and it turns out that the Omicron variant means absolutely nothing.
Don't think that way. Don't think that way. It's fine.
Yeah. Basically, I just YOLO 300K I don't have. So, like, next thing this is going to be like one of those YouTube channels.
It's the ultimate Wall Street bets because it was money that you didn't have in the first place that was essentially stolen. So.
Yeah, exactly. There was a guy that was going to do that with like Robinhood, where he like signed up for Robinhood Gold and like $10,000 instant deposit limit, right? So he had like $2,000 in his checking account and initiated a $10,000 instant deposit that he could then get and put all YOLO all into one option on expiring on Friday before they would catch the fact that there was only $2,000 in his checking account.
Yikes, that's ridiculous.
Prison, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think. Would you give the money back? Would you try to run away with the Mexico? Maybe.
Mexico.
It's because you guys the next one.
Later, guys.